Algebra, Equations, Exam Preparation Questions, Part 7. It will also be the final part in this chapter. Let's look at example 6. Now, example 6, it's like it's an identity. Although they don't show its identity, it means that this side is equal to this side. And you basically just use that property to find the value of B and the value of A. So basically, start by first multiplying out that bracket. So it's a double. So if I multiply it out, I'm going to get x squared plus bx plus another bx plus b squared. And there I just simplify that. I just add it up. And now you just compare the sides. So if you compare, this is 1 and this is 1. And this is negative 12, look in front of x. So, and this is 2b. So you make the statement by saying negative 12, grab that sign, is equal to 2b. And then the same, a is equal to b squared. So first find b by dividing by negative 2, by 2, by 2, and I get the value of b is negative 6. And now I can just substitute it in there, and I get the value of a is 36. So it's actually almost like that one which we did the statements. Very easy. Okay, I want you to stop the video, and I want you to do try now 6. You can continue the video as soon as you are finished. I'm just going to make a little bit of space, and then I'm going to start. Okay, try now 6. Okay, so it's just x squared plus 4x minus 9. Now, they don't show the identity sign, but it's meaning this. Okay, so it's x plus a squared plus b. Okay, so the only thing that you do is the side with the brackets, just multiply that side out. So if I'm going to say x plus a, and I write that 2 times, x plus a plus that b. So that is going to be x squared plus ax plus ax plus a squared plus that b. And now I just get my terms in order. So x squared, that's going to be plus 2ax. Now, can I just show you where do you compare? You focus on the x squared and the x. So, look, this is x squared, this is x squared. This is x, this is the term x. And this is the term, the constant, and this is the constant. Okay, so look what's in front of x squared. So if you look at this one, it's just 1 and 1, which is exactly correct. But now let's go for the blue. So in front of x is 4, and in front of this x is 2a. And now we go for the other statement or equation, negative 9, grab that sign, and that's a squared plus b. And now if I simplify, I divide 2, and I get my value of a is 2. And now I go for this one, and I'm putting 2 squared plus b, and it's negative 9. If I take this one over, it's going to be negative 4, and that's b. So I get that the value of b is going to be negative 13. Okay, and that's what I do. So the value of a, the value of a is 2, and the value of b is negative 13. Very, very nice, and really score marks if you get that in an examination. Okay, now this was almost like equations. All of them was equations, practical, all the different type of equations. But the last part of chapter 4, and this is why I was, is 2 things. The one is simultaneous linear inequalities, and then the formula, and I'll come to that now. But let's start, and where will you find it in the textbook? You will find it in the y equals mx+c mathematics textbook, part 1, grade 10, 11, from page 163. So go through the basics. There's a lot of examples. I was just choosing a few. But as I said, make sure you can do it. It's also very, very easy. Okay, let's start with the first one. Okay, so if I start here, I'm just going to say, find the integer values of n that satisfy the inequality. Okay, now this is a double and I put it in. So if they put it in double, just form, the best way is to form two separate inequalities. So I take this and I form the one inequality, did you see there? And I take this and I form the other inequality. Okay, so basically I'm just going to say, okay, there's the 6. It's better to keep the n in the middle. Okay, otherwise you work with negative and the sign must change. So rather take this n to this middle. Okay, then it's 8n. Then I don't, because I divide by a positive, the inequality sign stays the same and I get this. So take that n also to the middle and I get 5, I get 30, I divide by 5 and I get 6. And now it's almost like I can just put, you see the n's is there, and I'm basically just, instead of writing two n's, I just write n and I write that on this side, this on this side. But read the question, it was not what they want. They said, they want you to do that to get the answer. So find the integer, so that means whole, that means no fractions, values of n that satisfy the inequality. So if it's bigger than 2.25, so you must just think now of a number line. Okay, so on a number line, say this is going to be 2, this is going to be 3, this is going to be 4. Okay, so they say 2.25 was there. Okay, so n is bigger, okay, it's an open circle, and it was 5, 6. And it was up to, and it's colored in because that equal sign. And now what integer values do you see? I see just 3, 4, 5, but also 6, and that's what you do. Okay, so the values of n can be 3, 4, 5, or 6. Okay, I want you to stop the video, and I want you to do 1, 2, and 3. And again, as soon as you did 1, check the video to see if you're correct. I start very simple, and then I went to the combination ones. Okay, let's start. Okay, just make a little bit more space. And we are going to start with number 1. Okay, I just want to get my place here also correct. Okay, try now 7, number 1. Okay, so the first one is 3, x minus 2, and then the inequality sign, 7. Okay, it's brackets, so I'm just going to multiply first out the brackets. So it's 3x minus 6, keep my inequality sign, 7x plus 14. So it's going to be 3x minus 7x, and it's 14 plus 6. So this is negative 4x, and 14 plus 6 is 20. Okay, now, actually, and I'm not going to put, as soon as you divide by a negative, the inequality sign must change around. Keep it in mind. Okay, if you divide by a positive, it stays the same. Negative, it changes around. So x is bigger than negative 5, and that's all. Solve. That's all they wanted in number 1. As I said, this is very easy, very easy. Okay, let's do another one. Number 2. So find the integer values of n that satisfy. So this is negative 7. Okay, now I just want to, there comes the inequality. Then it's 4n, and then it's going to be 8. Okay, so form 2 out of it. So form 1 and form another one. Okay, so it's going to be, let's just keep to the colors there, negative 7, then it's going to be easier for you. Let's make the other one blue. So 4n. Okay, now remember, it's already simple. So if I divide by a positive, it's fine, you don't have to worry. So I divide by a positive, no problem. Let's just write it down. So n is negative. It's better that you go to a mixed fraction, because in this find the integer, it's exactly the same. So rather go, it's negative 1 3/4. Can you see that? Okay, and then the blue n is smaller than equal to 2. And if I put it together, I'm going to say n, it's negative 1 and 3/4 and smaller than equal to 2. Okay. Now, if I think of the number line, and I can quickly just show you on the number line, okay, and I write down my values, then it's from, say, negative 2. So negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2. Now, what does that mean? It is negative 1 and 3/4. So negative 1 and 3/4, say for example, it's there. So negative 1 and 3/4. But this is an open circle, okay, and it's up to 2, and because of that equal, it's included. That is all the numbers. So what numbers? So it will not be negative 2, but it will be negative 1, 0, 1. And because that 2 is included, 2. So therefore, I can say the value of n is equal to negative 1, 0, 1, and 2. Okay, or 2. Okay, so all that values, negative 1, 0, 1, and 2, or 2. Okay, let's do the final one, number 3. So if they ask it in, I think the final one that was a very simple one, very simple one. So let's see if the next one is a bit more challenging. Okay, so let's start with number 3. X is an integer, so it's not always n, now it's x. And then they just go, I think it's a bit more challenging because of the 2 in the middle. So it's 2x minus 1. I just at least wanted to, like the example I gave you. So this one and this one, break it up in 2. So let's start. So it's negative 3, then it's 2x minus 1. Oh, I want actually that to be green. Okay, but let's just not make life difficult for us. Let's make that one now green. Okay, so then it's 2x minus 1 and 3. Okay, now let's start with this one. So negative 3 plus 1. Okay, then I'm going to say it's negative 2. And I divide 2 and I divide 2. So I get the value of x is bigger than negative 1. And then this one, so 2x, 3 plus 1, so 2x, 4, divide 2, so x is smaller than 2. And if I put it now in together, I'm going to say x okay. And now I'm just going to say find the values of x. So again, I just want to show you on a number line. Okay. So if you are on the number line, okay, so it's negative 1, 0, 1, 2. And on the number line, now this one is included, do you see? And then 2 is not included. Okay. And so what will be the values of x? So therefore, the values of x will be, let's just quickly write it down. The values of x will be, can I just show you in white? Negative 1 because it's included, 0 and 1, but not 2. So therefore, x equals negative 1, 0, or 1, but not 2 because there was not an equal sign. Okay. And that is inequalities. So we do quadratic inequalities in AS level, but in ordinary level, we just do linear inequalities. And now I'm going to the final part in this video and also in this chapter that I'm doing for you. Okay, so this one is algebraic representation and formula. And you will find it in the textbook, in the y equals mx+c mathematics textbook, Part 1, grade 10, 11, from page 167. And I'm going to make it a bit bigger. Okay, there it is. So now, I'm just first going to go through. So find S, so it's basically almost like grade 8, just substitution. And they want it to 3 significant figures. Okay, I think I must rather scratch that. Just keep it like that. Okay. So basically, just write the formula, do the substitution in brackets. Please remember the brackets. It's just making it easier. Also, if you press it in the calculator and you press in all the brackets, you're going to get already the answer. But just remember, they want it in standard form. So that is the answer. They want it to 4 significant figures. So you can first write, but then just 1, 2, 3. So it's this multiplied 10 to the power of 3, but it must be 4. So if you see this smaller things which they specify how the answer must be, please underline it that you don't forget it. And now the last thing, rearrange the formula to write A in terms of U, T, and S. Now it's just making A the subject of the formula. So it's always good to see where is A. Get that term first alone on the side. Leave it there, it's positive, take that one over. Now I get rid of this fraction by multiplying 2 over 1, multiply 2 over 1. Just put a bracket there. And then I start going in. I divide by t squared, and then I'm getting my answer. So I always say when it comes to changing the subject of the formula, don't do too many things in one step. So first I just move that term. Then I get rid of the half or on this side, and then I start to get the A alone. Okay, so don't do too many things in one step. I actually put a lot of examples here. I just want to see if everyone fits. So you can stop the video, do one, check, stop the video, do one, check. Okay. So let's start. Let's do this final part. Okay. Number 1. So y is equal to mx plus c. Okay, this is nice. This is the name of the book. This is the formula of a straight line. So find the value of y when m is negative 3, okay? X is negative 2 and c is negative 8. Oh, this is a very nice one, very basic. So in the place of m, I put negative 3. In the place of x, I put negative 2. And in the place of c, I put negative 8. Okay, and then I'm just going to, just 1, 2, 2. So basically, I'm just going to solve this. This is going to be 6 minus 8, and the answer is going to be negative 2. That is very grade 8 stuff. Okay, but you know, sometimes you get this kind of things in the examination, and that's just going to be score marks to you. Okay, so let's do the next one, number 2. Was a nice start. So I wonder if you can hear the wind. It's a really cold, windy day today. Okay, so A equals B squared over 5C. Find B when A, okay, but now they tell you what is A. So again, 5 doesn't matter where they tell you, just substitute. And they say find B, so I don't know B, but I know C. I know C is 2. Okay, now you can do it again like this. You can cross multiply. So B squared, this is going to be 5. It's going to be 10 times that 5.625. So B squared is going to be that 56.25. And then don't forget, as soon as you take the square root, that you must write plus minus. So take the square root to get that square away, and you're going to get plus minus 7.5. So if the substitution is not everything on this side, it's all right. Just solve it like we did with fractions. It's one term equals one term. Do the substitution, then cross multiply and get your answer. Okay, that was number 2. So let's just go to number 3. Okay. Number 3. Rearrange, so this is making subject of the formula. Just always check what they say must become the subject. W. Okay. Now, before I do this, I first multiply out the brackets. So 2W plus 2H is equal to P. So get that term first alone. So 2w equals p minus 2h. Then I'm going to divide by 2 and I divide by 2. So therefore, w equals p minus 2h over 2. Please, please, I'm just saying this. Don't cancel that 2's. You can only cancel if it's one term on top, one term at the bottom. Just leave it like that. That's the final answer. Okay. So then I'm going to number 4. That was now an easy changing subject of the formula. I think it's becoming a bit, but usually they don't ask it too difficult. I think in the textbook you will find far more difficult ones than you will find in an examination. Okay, so make y the subject. So it's always good to keep your focus there. So first get that term alone. So it's h squared minus x squared equals 2y squared. Okay, so basically, then I'm just going to divide 2 and I divide 2. Then I basically get y squared. I will show you now. Y squared minus x squared over 2. Now I already want to start there. I just want to. Okay. So in order, because to get that square away, you're just going to say plus minus. So, and that is the answer. So therefore, y equals plus minus y squared minus x squared over 2. Okay, and that is going to be the answer. Okay, let's do number 5. That was not also so difficult. It's just getting that square root, and don't forget your plus minus. Okay, so number 5, so if I look at number 5, it's going to be P is equal to K plus M over M. Okay, make M the subject. Now, first get always rid of fractions. So put it over 1 and cross multiply. So PM equals K plus M. Now, as soon as you see that this both must become the subject, take it just to one side. So both of them must be on the same side. So make PM minus M equals K. Get it first on the same side. Then take out M as a common factor. So you create brackets. Okay. And now you want to get M alone, so you divide with P minus 1 on both sides. So therefore, M equals K P minus 1. And that's how you do it. And I think this one is going to be really the final one. Let's just move up a little bit. Yes, number 6. So let's just make space for the final one in this video. Okay. So number 6, make x the subject of the formula. So again, I just write, and as I said, don't do too many things. Just first get always rid of fractions. Okay. And it's always nice if you already see that it's already one term equals one term. So I can cross multiply. So I can say yx equals cross multiply 5 p minus 2x. Now don't forget who must become the subject, x. So first multiply out now the brackets. So fractions away, brackets away. So 5p minus 10x. Now, because x must become the subject, get them on the same side and try to avoid negative. So rather take it now to this side so that I don't have negative terms. Then take x out, just like the previous one, as a common factor. Okay, so that's what I'm doing. I'm taking x out as a common factor. Sorry, I'm just checking for something. Okay, so it's going to be y plus 10. Okay, and that's equal to 5p. And then you divide y plus 10, divide y plus 10. So therefore, x is equal to 5p over y plus 10. And that is the final one. I'm ending this video. I'm just showing you always this. I'm always ending. So again, just phone the bookshops and find out if they have stock. So here you can buy a copy of the textbook if you don't have one. And then the other thing which I'm also showing, especially for this time of the year when it's cold, wind is blowing. Okay, it's still winter, but we are doing the planning for next year. So on the NEET catalog, you will find all the y equals mx+c mathematics textbooks. And I highlighted there for you from grade 8, 9, 10, 11 to the AS. Also very nice posters. Really, it's always having the formulas and it's always helping the students to memorize the formulas. So this is for the teachers. You can order textbooks through the ministry, so just make use of the procedure given to your school.